Breaking news at 5:30 a.m. The SUV that hit and killed a road ranger has been found overnight, where it was dumped, and now the new search for who was behind the wheel.
Plus, we are live on the scene after a huge mansion on Palm Beach catches fire and explodes. What sparked it and why a nearby student thought his college campus was on fire.
And it's Election Day 2014. We are live as voters are preparing to head to the polls. Who's going to be our next governor? And will medicinal marijuana become legal?
Now, CBS 12 News This Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to CBS 12 News This Morning. I'm Eric Ruby. Today is Election Day, Tuesday, November 4th.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Suzanne Boyd, 5:30. We thank you for waking up with us here on CBS 12 News This Morning. We have you covered. We have a lot going on this morning. Let's start with the biggest story of the day. It is Election Day. Several key races all across Treasure Coast and Palm Beach County. But the one that everyone is keeping an eye on is that heated governor's race.
Also, breaking news overnight, a massive fire at a mansion on Palm Beach. Crews are still on the scene as we speak. We have a live look at both of those stories in just a moment. But first, we need to start with Chris Farrell because, Chris, it is still cool out there and the wind is still blowing.
Yeah, boy, that wind is gusting at almost 30 miles an hour. Glad to have you with us. It's a Tuesday morning. Election Day weather will be nice for us. It'll be very windy. Got a few clouds out there, and from those clouds, we're getting a couple of isolated showers. Now, they're isolated and brief, and they're tiny little showers, but they've been coming on shore briefly. Hope Sound right there in Tequesta up near Palm City and Stewart, and a few tiny showers near the Fort Pierce Inlet. But the wind is coming in from the east at 25 miles an hour, so these showers are moving very quickly. All right, Fort Pierce coming in at 70, West Palm 73, Delray and Boca 72. Feels kind of mild out there, but you put the wind in there, 25 to 27 miles an hour, feels a little bit cool. All right, back with a complete forecast in a minute. Let's look at traffic. Here's Michelle.
Thank you, Chris. Hundreds of thousands of voters are going to be out today for Election Day 2014. If you're headed to those polling stations, slow it down as people are parking and walking to go vote today. We're off to a great start on this Tuesday. Thanks for starting it with us. Take a look at my scanners showing no problems or delays. A live look outside that includes 95 the Turnpike and 595. Also got my eye on 441 and US 1 as well. A live look outside, no problems to report on our major arteries. I'll have another update in 10 minutes.
All right, thank you. 5:31 is the time, Michelle, and we're following several breaking news stories. We're going to be starting with this. A break in the case of a local road ranger killed on the side of I-95. The SUV that left the scene found overnight. CBS 12's Gary Woodham joining us live in Palm Beach County with the latest on this. Gary, this is good news.
Yeah, it's definitely good news, especially for this road ranger's family. Now, they found the Jeep that hit this road ranger, and the clues they had, a broken taillight, a missing fender, and missing mirror. Now, overnight, Highway Patrol, they took a black Jeep Cherokee from a home in Broward County. Only CBS 12 was there when the Jeep arrived at the impound lot. Right now, no arrests. Troopers are trying to figure out who was driving. Now, the crash that killed 59-year-old road ranger Arnold Mateus happened about a week ago. He was helping a driver whose car broke down on 95 heading north near Palmetto Park Road. Now, troopers say the Jeep that hit and killed Mateus kept going. So troopers basically want any information you can give them. Call FHP if you know who was driving that Jeep. That's the latest in Palm Beach County. Gary Woodham, CBS 12 News This Morning.
All right, thank you, Gary. 5:33 is the time, and right now 3 people, including a firefighter, are waking up in the hospital after a mansion exploded on Palm Beach. This happened along Primavera Avenue on the island around 8 o'clock last night, and when firefighters arrived, flames were shooting through the roof. You could see it all the way from West Palm Beach overnight. 2 people inside had to be rescued. They were taken to the hospital. In fact, the fire was so big, 6 homes nearby were evacuated. Also, a firefighter was hurt while fighting this blaze. Now, CBS 12's Thomas Forrester is still live on the scene this morning with a reaction from a student who was there at the height of the fire. Good morning, Thomas.
That's right. Firefighters are just leaving the scene right now after wrapping up several hours trying to find out what caused this fire to a 10,000-foot square home. Now, that sent 2 people to the hospital overnight after a suspected gas explosion on the 400 block of Primavera Avenue here in the town of Palm Beach. Just after 8 o'clock last night, Palm Beach and West Palm Beach Fire Rescue responded to the call. When they arrived, the home was fully engulfed in flames. According to a neighbor, 82-year-old Alan Sherher and his wife Maggie were taken to Good Samaritan Medical Center. They have been released and are staying at a local hotel. Also, a West Palm Beach firefighter was also injured fighting the blaze. Here's a witness describing what he saw last night.
Well, we could smell the fire, and because the wind was blowing so much. This is the first fire of this size that I've seen since coming here.
The fire started in the garage and spread to the kitchen. Other houses were not damaged in the fire. Now, Eric and Suzanne, as new information is released, I will certainly pass it along to you. Until then, reporting live in the town of Palm Beach, I'm Thomas Forster, CBS 12 News This Morning.
All right, thank you, Thomas. Firefighters have not given an exact cause of that fire, but it happens to be natural gas. If it is natural gas as suspected, it's not an unfamiliar problem on the island. The Shiny Sheet article posted last December talked about the aging infrastructure on the island, saying that some of the pipes are now 80 years old.
Stay with CBS 12 News for the very latest on this mansion fire on Palm Beach. You can get any new developments first by checking our CBS 12 News morning app. It's free. Just go to your app store and search WPEC space AM.
All right, on to our third big story of the morning. It is Election Day 2014, and the race for the governor now in the hands of the voters. Right now, you're looking live at Magnolia Park at the town hall, where voters will begin lining up in less than 2 hours to start voting. In fact, an hour and a half. The latest polls have Governor Scott and Charlie Crist neck and neck. The two candidates have been fiercely battling for every last vote, making this the most expensive race in Florida's history. And once again, polls are going to be opening up at 7 a.m. One of the most hot-button issues is Amendment 2, which, if passed, would legalize medical marijuana. Supporters say that it would help the sick, but opponents say medical marijuana will become like the state's new pill mill. CBS 12's actually traveled to California, which has the first state to pass medical marijuana. The city of Sherman Oaks has a strict policy when it comes to protecting its neighbors, but most don't even know where the marijuana dispensaries are located.
Wouldn't know where my local pot store is, as I said, and I'm aware, I'm looking around, but I don't really see them. I don't even know what the insignia is. So
there's one right across the street behind you. If you look over your left shoulder, the higher path.
Really? Well, no kidding.
No kidding. Medical marijuana dispensaries in Sherman Oaks can't be within 100 feet of schools, daycare facilities, or even places of worship. The only sign that gives it away is a bright green cross. Before you head to the polls today, head to CBS12.com and click on the Know Your Candidate section. You can see our past stories on medical marijuana and all of the candidates that are up for grabs today. Just go to our website to help you have an informed decision. Startling new information this morning about the dangerous inmate who escaped from Miami. He was found right in our area, in fact, right around the corner from our studios. Details on what he was doing here.
And if you've been online, you've probably seen this picture of Alex from Target. It's gone viral. So who is he? Why is he getting so much attention?
I'm clueless to this. No idea.